All right.
Here
So
we
by that
go.
by that sound, the Brick Connection episode 2 is now live. Just a little bit of some housekeeping to get out of the way and introductions to be given. Uh, episode 2, the following conversations with Kennedy, of course, from True Squadron.
What's up, guys?
He's Kennedy's just the mastermind behind the whole grand plan, isn't he? But
Maybe.
first I just want to say, like, not only is Kennedy by far one of the most talented and hardest working mock creators within our community, but he's also someone that I'm genuinely glad to call a dear friend. So you guys are sticking around for this episode. We're going to be diving into a variety of various topics, including about how the legend here, aka Clark Kent, should have been casted.
Dang it, bro. That'd been so cool.
Should have been cast as Superman, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how Kennedy brings his incredible builds to life and his approach for tackling, like, what his mindset is and how he goes about it. Because especially like with your breathtaking depiction of Geonosis, dude, like it's coming together.
Oh,
And for everyone tuning in, you want to meet Kennedy, it's gonna be your chance here at Atlanta BrickCon here, February 8th and 9th. Is that correct?
that's correct. Yeah, I'm taking Geonosis over there for the first time. It's gonna be exciting.
Heck yeah. So, all right. So, welcome in, everyone. It's great to have you here. Oh boy, let me get the chat up here in a
Got
second.
a lot of good people in the chat.
Oh yeah, I bet. We'll give them a little bit of love here in a brief second. But thanks for everyone tuning in for the second installment. Every episode, just like this one, is powered by Matt Black Bricks. He's your go-to man for the best custom sets, designs, and many more within our Lego world. But also a big special thank you to a channel sponsorship, Tom the Builder. He's the #1 trusted retailer for custom minifigs from GCC and Light Customs and many other brands inside the United States. So use code OSTIF at checkout to save 5% off your order. So with all that out of the way, I say we can start going for our night drive and say hello to everyone.
Absolutely.
All right. I know we had to get all that out. So who is the very first person of the night, Kennedy?
Oh, let's see.
Shreddy. He says he is stiff. He's
nice.
stiff, apparently. Then we got Padawan from across the pond. I talked to him this morning. Him and Sam. Hope they're doing well.
Yeah.
Then Nimble Saucepan. You know Nimble?
Let's go. I don't never met him. I don't think so.
Dude, that man. He's like the most like gracious person ever. Like he's just a #1 supporter. Then we got Pockets Master.
Sweet. What's up, man?
Order.
Order boy,
we got some deja vu here. We got Kennedy.
Yep.
And we got the legend of all time. Scott. He's in everyone's chat. No matter who you are, he's there. Scott, nice to see you, sir. Then we got Nate. He's locking in.
Lock in.
And we had
building.
Last episode's guest, Cole from Lego Man 360. How's it going, man? Then we got Slurpee. Papa Trip. Behind the bricks. Dude, how's abroad? Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Ready again. So it looks like we've gotten to... Oh, we got Coop. We got Coop in the house.
Cooper, what's up, Cooper?
Also, get Cooped. Make sure you guys go check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Don't want to say too much. I don't want to get him in trouble or me. Just because it's Scott again. And the man behind MBB, Matt Black Bricks himself, Stud Lake. He says, good luck. Family stuff going on currently. We'll have to catch on replay later. Well, that's fine. And
all good.
A little shameless plug. If you don't want to listen on YouTube, this episode will be available on Spotify. So you can listen at any time, pick it up, leave it for a few months. Be like, oh, how'd the rest of that episode go? Well, you can find out. But yeah, so, welcome, Kennedy. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yes, thank you for having me on episode 2.
I know.
Connection. This is very exciting.
I wish I could. I know. I wish I could have 2 episode 1s because you and Cole are just perfect human beings.
Oh, that's. I wish that was the case, man.
No.
But no, I appreciate you having me on. This is awesome.
Well, I'm glad you could be on, man, because you're I mean it. You are a good friend, and this is what this show's all about.
Exactly.
Hence the word connection.
Mm-hmm.
So before we kick it off, Kenny, what are you drinking today?
My drink of choice tonight is a Coke, regular, just Coca-Cola. I love cherry Coke, though. I think that's like my new favorite thing is cherry Coke. I had it like a couple years ago for the first time.
Really? Only a couple years ago?
Yeah, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Dude.
Yeah, have a Coke.
vanilla?
What'd you say?
You had a Coke vanilla?
I've had I don't think so.
Oh, dude, Brickworld, we're changing that because
Maybe maybe that'll change the game.
That's wild, especially if you can
Yeah.
mix like cherry Coke and vanilla Coke together, dude.
Isn't there cherry vanilla? Do they have both?
Yeah, I think it's
I don't
like
know.
in those freestyle machines
Okay.
at Wendy's or whatever. But they come out with cans and everything every other week, so they
Yeah.
probably, But what'd you get into today?
Today, man,
Yeah.
I've honestly, I actually didn't go to I was supposed to go to the gym today. I'll probably go after this. Been trying to work out a lot lately, but I busted my right shoulder recently.
I heard.
Doing something. I don't know how I hurt it, but hopefully no surgery's gonna be involved. But I think it's getting a little better.
That's good.
But I mainly just been working on my mock since I only have I use up my limit of Sunday. So yeah, tomorrow I need to get it totally finished. And then I have a week to edit it and then go into Atlanta the next week. So yeah, I've literally just been building all day.
So we're gonna talk about Genosis a little bit more, but my little eagerness self, I can't wait to get this answer out of you. So
Yeah.
Are you gonna take like two different variations of this? Is this gonna be seen to daylight of Brickworld Chicago?
So that's actually to be determined.
Okay.
Probably, I'll be honest, probably not. My initial plan was to take this to Chicago, like as a even bigger version,
Mhm.
but I will be moving here in a little bit, and I don't know if I can keep this all together. Unfortunately, so this
Okay.
might be it what we see at Atlanta, but I'm fine with that. So it'll be okay.
At least we still get to enjoy it while it's still going on. I've loved the series, man. Like in the last, I don't know, like 2.5 years, it's probably been my favorite series I've been able to see. It's just the terrain alone is just nuts.
Yeah. I'm kind of next build I do, whatever the large scale build I'll do. I'm kind of done of building big landscapes for a little while. I want to do something a little more entertaining, I guess, to build on a daily basis. Because doing just big battlefields is a little mind numbing sometimes, but I'm really happy with it. So
I bet it's like, I bet it's extremely rewarding seeing because reckon do you design all these in like a pre-planner, like online where you can see the bricks, test it out, or do you just kind of free wing it?
Yeah. I've never used any kind of like digital Lego design program. I just usually just have an idea in my brain, and then I try to usually I'm usually going off of inspiration when I'm building, either a picture or just a basic concept of like, this is mainly based off of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 2017 map of Trip a Hive. So
I was playing
loosely based off of that. Yeah. So it's loosely based off that. So that's how I usually work with my creations, have some sort of concept or picture that I go off of, and then just kind of free build from there.
So kind of, my very first legitimate question for you, buddy, is what's your Lego story? Like before you were True Squadron, like take me all the way back. Like how did it begin? Like how were you introduced to Lego itself?
The Lego itself. So I think my first initial, at least Lego Star Wars set, I remember was I forget what they called it back then, but the really small Star Destroyer. Like they had the really small Falcon, they had the Star Destroyer, all this sort of stuff. But they got that little Star Destroyer set, and that was my first ever Lego Star Wars set. When I was at least 5, I think I was 5 years old or something like that when I got that. And then I don't really think it made a big impression on me until I believe I started watching. I watched Star Wars Episode 2. It was my first time watching it, and I was always super scared of it at the beginning. At least I didn't want to watch Star Wars at all because it had Yoda on it, and I was terrified of Yoda when I was little because he just kind of looked creepy on the DVD,
Yeah, I was scared of ET, so
yeah, I kind of have a similar vibe. But I remember watching that. Yeah, I could probably, I was definitely really young, and then my biggest takeaway actually from watching Star Wars for the first time was all the creatures, specifically in the Geonosis arena. I think that was my biggest takeaway. I remember the next day like acting like one of the creatures because I loved animals. Like animals are a big part of my childhood. Like I was all in the animals and stuff like that. So all the different kind of species and stuff, and going to zoos, and so I love the Star Wars creatures, but specifically the Lego. Then I started slowly collecting Lego Star Wars, specifically when the Clone Wars movie came out. I remember that's when
2009,
2008. I went and watched the movie in theaters,
Mm-hmm.
and then the OG one of the OG Clone Wars battle pack.
Yeah. The Clone Walker.
I remember, yeah, I had no idea that thing was out, and I went to Toys R Us and I saw them on shelves, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Mom, I need these." It was like Christmas time, and I think we grabbed all of them because I was like, "I just need these, Mom. Please let it be early Christmas present." So luckily she's the goat, and she got me like, I think it was maybe 10 of them on shelf, and we were like, "Okay, this is your Christmas present. This is early Christmas."
Oh, 10 of them?
Yeah, we grabbed all of them. Yeah.
All 10?
Yeah, I know.
Man.
I was like, no. I was like, there's someone else is grabbing a set, and I was like, I grabbed all of them. Little 8-year-old Kennedy.
You're the kid that I beat inside the store.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is so cool. Finally, some Phase 1 Clone Troopers. But and then from there, I was really like, I would build some mocks every now and then just to display some figures. Wasn't really in the mock building at all, to be honest. Just mainly army built, a lot of mainly Clone Troopers and droids. Didn't really get big into the Imperial and like the original trilogy side of things till I got a little bit older. Just because I was just totally a prequel guy. Yeah. Growing up, and then I guess from there, eventually the Force Awakens came out, and then I got really all into Lego Star Wars and stuff like that. I was big into it before, but then once the Force Awakens and the new Star Wars hype started coming around, that's when I got 100% into it, collecting everything. And then kind of just watching from afar. I loved watching Lego Star Wars YouTube, just in the background, never comment or anything, but I was really inspired by all the early mock builders and stuff like that.
Lego Boy 1 through 8 before he became Solid Bricks.
Yeah, of course. I feel like that's everyone's origin story. I feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember loving watching as the Kashyyyk series growing up, and all those good times. And then eventually, in kind of going more modern, 2020, I started my YouTube channel, which was actually, before that, it was actually called Star Brick Productions, and I uploaded some other kind of Lego Star Wars mocks that were building up to the Force Awakens. I did a series called What If. This is when just the trailers were out, and I built little scenes from the Force Awakens, just because I was so hyped for it.
Okay.
And then I rebranded the True Squadron in 2020. But only had like 600 subscribers or something like that whenever I rebranded. But
that's more than most of us will reach in a lifetime.
Hey, you're already chugging along.
Somehow, I don't know how.
You're getting to 200 very fast. So that's awesome.
We're close, but Scott's here putting you and I to shame. He says he's drinking milk because it does the body some good.
Hey, I love some milk, especially some chocolate milk.
I'm one of those people where I just can't drink milk. It feels like I'm just phlegm.
Yeah, I'm not a big. Okay, I'll be honest. I'm not a big white milk person.
Okay,
I'm a just all out chocolate milk person. So,
how do you feel about the pink cows?
The pink, the strawberry milk.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I've ever had strawberry milk before. So
I have a little tangent with strawberry milk. Apparently, in my family, my one cousin, he would always have strawberry milk, and he would just get sick from it, but he would still have it like every day.
Oh goodness! So lactose tolerant.
But he can drink normal milk. It's just strawberry.
Strawberry. Maybe he's allergic to strawberries.
I am. So
that's
I don't mess with the strawberries. But so tell me, how did the name Star Brick Productions come to be? Was it based on Star Wars and bricks?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Just Star and Brick, and then I feel like everyone had either like studios or productions in their username.
Still today.
Yeah, so I was like, productions, let's do it. But then I was like, okay, I really want to go rebrand my channel, really try to go go for it. And this was 2020. I feel like a lot of people started their channel back in 2020 because nothing else to do. Yeah. But I first really wanted to make my channel a Star Wars lore channel / Lego Star Wars. I was gonna do both.
So you're gonna be like a Star Wars theory and
yeah
M&R type.
Bro. Yeah, I wanted to be like a like my favorite YouTube channel is Eckhart's Lauder. He does like
Mm.
Lego Star Wars lore, not Lego Star Wars, sorry, Star Wars lore videos about like ships, specifically like ships and like that side of it. I really like that kind of stuff in Star Wars, more like the military side of it.
Mhm.
It's really cool. So I wanted to make something next to him. So I started the channel True Squadron. So if you don't know, True is my middle name. So that's
Oh,
it
really?
relates to, yeah, that's the origins of the name. So it's my name and then Squadron. I think Star Wars Squadrons, the video game, was
Oh,
coming out
yeah.
at the moment. So I was like, ooh, Squadron, that's a cool name. So that's how that kind of originated.
Okay.
And then,
Speaking on video games,
yeah.
so you're not an Xbox guy.
So I had an Xbox 360 for a while, and then I had the original Xbox,
Mm-hmm.
but I really didn't play it too much growing up. Yeah, but
I was
mainly a
curious.
PlayStation person.
I was curious because in your the photo you sent me, in your background it had an Xbox One controller. It said True Squadron. I'm like, and this man doesn't touch the Xbox. He's a
Was it? I mean, I think you. Oh gosh, I think you might be seeing. It's a PlayStation.
Oh no, it was your big and your we'll get into it at a later
Okay,
time.
okay.
We'll hash this out. That's my beef with you. We're gonna get you the
Okay.
Xbox. Just because I want to play Battlefront with you.
Yeah. Let us know in the chat, Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that poll. But I feel like at some point too, Xbox could be almost affiliated with PC now, with all their Game Pass and everything on PC too.
Yeah, the Game Pass is pretty good.
Oh, we have a newcomer here. AJ, how's it going?
AJ, what's up, man?
I like that picture.
Oh, Lego Man said PC.
PC Master Race, PlayStation,
There you go,
Xbox, Switch. Man, we got them all here. Can we come to a consensus?
Mm-hmm.
But I digress.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die on the hill saying Xbox is best, just because Gears of War's on there. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of going off of when you were getting into Lego and everything. When was the click when you decided, hey, I want to start making big scale mocks? Like, where was that?
Man.
Where did that originate? Was it from seeing like David's bigger builds when he was getting into it? Or was it...
I feel like it had to be. I mean, of course, I feel like he was a major inspiration for just starting the build and just big mocks in general. Like just the size of it mainly. Like
Mhm.
I kind of have a mentality now of like I don't want to build really things small, like building big. But I'm kind of changing that a bit in the future. But yeah, mainly the first like large build, I started like building actual like big mocks that I actually were trying on in 2020 when I started my channel. And it was actually Lothal. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Lothal. I started it for one episode, or I think two episodes. Didn't continue it. I'm like, oh dang, okay, try something else.
Yeah.
Then I think I built Coruscant. I tried to build Coruscant a little bit. And looking back at those videos, it's so funny how like I've like changed as like a creator, I guess you could say, of either like build wise and then making the video wise. It's kind of crazy, at least the improvement from then.
Mhm.
And then my actual mock that I like feel like I got a lot of subscribers for and grew my channel a good bit was I did a Geonosis mock originally back in 2021.
Yeah.
And that's where I got a lot of like new subscribers and people watching my stuff. I was like, oh, this is super cool. I love building like these large scale things and doing updates, just showing people what I want to create. So that kind of really like started me in that direction of being more of a mock builder than just random videos. Before then I was just posting, I almost post daily. I posted a lot of videos of just random Lego Star Wars stuff. Like
You still do. I mean, fast, like turnaround, like when the ARC 170 picks, it was like not even 2 hours and
you
had it up. Do you have it like preheating in the oven?
No, I just went to town on making that video. But I'm trying to steer away, I think, a little bit now from just doing Star Wars leaked news videos and stuff like that. I feel like everyone and their mom is doing that.
Yeah.
Like every single channel. I don't think it's inherently unique or useful anymore.
Mhm.
At least because other people are doing it. I'm like, I don't want to make these videos anymore.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably steer away from those in the future.
Do you think the spawn of those videos are happening because there's been a few people that left and someone's trying to fill that void?
Sure. Yeah. I feel like there's always people that are like, coming and going in that, at least in like the news space of Lego.
Yeah.
So like that, I feel like it's always a good thing for people to come in, fill that gap for people that do want to know. Cause I do know that, people obviously want to know Lego Star Wars news, you got, or just Lego news in general. You got Ash
Mhm.
and Flash, you got all these other good creators doing that. So I think that's an awesome part of the community. I just think I want to do, try to be a little bit more unique in what I'm going to put out onto YouTube and stuff like that in the
Yeah.
future, at least.
Being more selective.
Yeah.
Kind of like in maybe, or in a way, are you trying to make it more meaningful content? Or
Yeah. I really want to dive into more, unique concepts of not something everyone is doing. I'm sure like, not everything's unique, especially on YouTube. There's some like things that you're just going to be copying in a sort of way. But again, you're innovating on whatever's someone's idea, going from there. So it's all about, innovating and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because I feel now more than ever the Lego Star Wars content is becoming very oversaturated.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people with a lot of good ideas. And I feel like with so much of it, it's hard to find the true people who want to do it for the right reasons.
Sure.
More
sure.
like community focused rather than. I'm not saying that there's a right or a wrong way. I'm not trying to say that at all. But
Sure.
I'm trying to get to the point where well, I guess what I'm trying to say is like it's oversaturated. There's just too many voices saying the same thing, and I feel like we're getting to a point now. It's hard to kind of draw that line of what's fast, like what's that term, fast consumption content, or what's what someone's actually wanting to do.
Yeah,
like if the passion's there.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
So it's nice that you agree with it because I feel like you're a bigger name creator in the space. I'd say you're in like
relatively. I mean, only at 30. I mean, it's all relative. Everything's relative.
Yeah.
I'm at 30,000 subscribers, which is awesome. I'm really appreciative
great.
of it.
Yeah.
Really cool that I've been able to build that. But I mean, there's definitely bigger creators out there. But I plan to get. I really want to go full swing on YouTube this year and try to grow a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you definitely have the production to do it. You definitely have the experience, and that comes with time.
Yeah.
It's what experience means. It's the definition, of course. But
just like Captain Rex, experience outranks everything.
Exactly. I agree. Is it so? I was curious. Who is your favorite Legion?
Oh, I told this Nate the other day. I think it's the 41st. What is it? Elite Corps or something like that. Yeah, those are my favorite. Even like their base armor with this, they have like the gray markings, the very light gray markings on them, and then of course the camouflage. The scout troopers and stuff like that, the Sheik troopers. I think that's my favorite Legion for sure. I know you're. Sorry.
No, take a guess. I want to see if you actually.
Oh, you're a 501st guy, 100%.
I'm not.
What? Oh, what? Okay, never mind.
I know that the channel pick is very off-putting.
Okay.
Echo's my favorite clone, but he's not my favorite Legion. I'm a 212th guy.
Oh, wow. Uno reverse.
Padawan got it.
I was one of the 212th guy.
Because
I respect the 212 for sure.
My favorite leadership of the clones is definitely Commander Cody. I mean the guy has some guts.
I mean, he's probably the most famous. Well, if the Clone Wars never came out, he's definitely the most famous clone trooper because he was like most prevalent. 3. Yeah, most prevalent in there. But now Captain Rex got him.
Now, who would be your favorite Jedi?
Favorite Jedi? Ooh, that's a great question.
If you could only pick one, say if you're, you have Michael Myers coming after you, you got all the big bads. Who's the one that you're taking to save your life?
Oh, save? Oh gosh, I feel like those are two complete things. I was gonna say
let me answer both of them then.
Okay. I feel like Kit Fisto is such a Chad. Like I feel like he's like,
He's chiseled.
yeah, especially like
Even
2003 Clone Wars. Oh, he said Kit Fisto. Oh, that's his profile pic. I feel
yeah,
like that might be one of my favorites.
he's so
But
weird.
he got,
I love it.
yeah, I know he got bodied though in episode 3, so I don't know if I would get him to protect me.
No,
But
he would be at the very bottom. I can't think.
yeah.
I mean, even Mace Windu, that man just got his hand just completely dilapidated.
Yeah, I mean Mace Windu did. I guess it's what you if you think Palpatine lost on purpose, but I mean technically I think he defeated Palpatine. I don't know, but
Just leave it to Anakin to kill the mood.
yeah, I don't know. I guess I would probably say Mace Windu definitely to protect
Mace
me.
Windu.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know we have some Plo bros in here. All the Plo Koon
Plo
lovers.
Koon's great
Yeah, he's great. He's great. You gotta respect him.
for sure. So, who'd be your favorite?
I don't want to be like my favorite like overall Star Wars character is Obi-Wan, so I guess you would have to say he's my favorite Jedi as well.
Heck yeah,
That's
you're my kind of man. I knew we vibe for a reason.
he's the
Obi-Wan's
GOAT.
he's the one I'm gonna pick to protect me and be my favorite.
Okay, nice.
I mean, look at the whole tragedy of Obi-Wan, man. That man went through it.
I know.
He lost his master before he even graduated himself, took his trials. I mean, he lost his Padawan, he lost his girlfriend.
Yeah,
He lost it all, man.
I know.
And he still didn't give up.
And he bodied every other villain of your favorite villain.
Mm-hmm.
Bodied Maul, Grievous,
Vader.
Anakin. Yeah, bodied. Come on.
I know there's that whole debate, like, did Obi-Wan let Vader win? I think he did. Because he knew that Luke Luke was the only one that could do it. It had to be done.
Yeah, in episode 4, yeah. Definitely.
But at the same time, I feel like, I feel bad for Obi-Wan. He's like, oh crap, I lost my student, but I have to take care of his child.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan kind of got shafted in his own way. I feel bad for the guy. He just took the BS and just ran with it.
Yeah, he really, yeah.
Did you ever read the Kenobi book?
No, I have not. The only Star Wars book I've read is the episode 3 novelization. That's goated.
Do you have a Barnes and Noble? Do you have a Nobes by you?
No, I don't. No Nobes.
Well, what I'll do is I'm gonna go to the Nobes, and they have a Kenobi book.
Okay.
And it's decked out. I mean, just the cover itself is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And the book alone, dude, it's so good. I mean,
I've actually heard really good things from it, so that's good.
Like Obi-Wan, was almost kicked out of the Jedi Order because of how terrible he was with trying to use the Force, but it was the perseverance and the grit to keep going. As Freddy says, shout out to the Nobes. Yes.
Shout out Nobes.
Deshaun and Brent, if you're watching, you know why. So, I guess, another question for you. Wow, I should really stop saying question, shouldn't I? But, I guess I'm very curious, what's your thought process behind selecting the mod? Because I remember when you, me, and Cole, shout out to Rennie, we were chilling out in the hot tub, before you guys were telling me to go on the handicap chair to, before that.
Legendary hot tub.
It is.
I can't wait to be back.
We're less than 140 days to it, man.
Yo.
The things we're going to have to, me, you, and Cole are going to set this up in a way, so we can have our little action again. Wow, that's a really no. We're not gonna say action with the hot tub.
Pause.
Yeah, I digress. Let's act like that 5 seconds never happened. We're gonna cut that out for the Spotify recording. But we have to, make like a group chat of us three, Big Yo.
Oh yeah.
Hit the chords. We're gonna have a little. No, we are gonna have a little private session at the hot tub. I'm gonna just say it and own up to it.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah, if you guys have to, take that the wrong way,
Slurpee said, "What the?"
Yeah, and Cole, but he says, "Hey, what happens in the hot tub stays in the hot tub." Can't wait for my first runny hot tub. Pocket Master, you didn't go in the hot tub.
Oh yeah.
But I guess where I was going with that is I remember when we were all sitting there. We were kind of asking, hey, what's the next build going to be? Because you had Utapau. You already... Yeah. You done did it, and I remember you were... Oh, so that's beautiful, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man.
I remember just, someone I was, in reality sent me, they stumbled across the Beyond a Brick, I think is the
Huh?
channel or whatever, when they interviewed
Be-
you.
yeah.
They put it on TikTok, and someone, cause I don't have the app, but someone sent me the clip, like, hey, do you know this guy? I'm like, yeah, I'm friends with Kennedy. It's cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's cool.
But I guess, because I remember you were saying you wanted to revisit Genosis because when you did it, you were still kind of figuring out your techniques and what worked for you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, in a way, what was, I guess in general, what's the driving factor of how you decide what you're going to build next? Like between when you did Kashyyyk and then
Mhm.
Utapau and then now Geonosis, do you think maybe it stems from like the scenes that mean the most to you of childhood that you kind of seek to go after first?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's inspiration. So like I'm a big, excuse me, overall like prequel battles, planets. They just have really cool stuff in there
Mhm.
and stuff that I, generally love. And I was like, oh, I want to, I want to recreate that in Lego. That's where it starts. And then how can I make this a series?
Mhm.
I know with Geonosis, I've slacked a little bit on the actual like series part of it, just because I got married, things been crazy. It's okay, but yeah, trying to make it somehow a series or in like something that people want to watch in general.
Mhm.
Um, so picking a Star Wars, what's an obscure planet? Um, I don't
So
know.
many.
Yeah, there's some
Umbara could
oddball.
be obscure.
Yeah, I feel like Unborrowed, but actually it might do pretty good. Because people love that. Like they adore that Clone Wars ep.
That's the
So
best arc.
yeah, just saying like if I pick some oddball Star Wars planet no one ever heard of, I don't know if that's gonna get as many maybe people interested in,
Mhm.
the bigger the planet, or the IP of in that Star Wars itself, the more people might be interested in watching, which obviously you want people watching your content. That's why you kind of put it out there, you want at least someone to
Yeah.
watch it and enjoy it. So that's kind of the thought process is, first, what do I like? And then will this be a cool thing for people to see on YouTube?
Yeah. And I kind of touched on this with Cole too previously on the last episode. Um, do you is it that your current parts collection also dictates how and what you're going to build next?
Yeah, I feel like definitely, but I feel like it's not going to 100% be the deciding factor because I mean, I'm not like afraid to spend a lot of money on a mock, obviously, as you see right here. Like I'm
Genosis,
like,
the
when I
orange
go
ain't
all
cheap.
yeah, yeah. When I go all into a build, I'm like, I want to get all the parts and stuff. I don't want to like, halfway do it in a
Mhm.
way. I really want to go all out. So I feel like if there's some like concept or of a mock um in the future that maybe I don't have the parts for, I definitely go out and get them.
Mhm.
But that it doesn't influence definitely some part of it for sure.
Yeah, and it's because you told me that now you told me you've done Coruscant. I have to go back and
Yeah.
rewatch that. Pockets
Yeah.
Master, he has a question for you, or for anyone really. He goes, anyone ever done a Coruscant mock would be very different with all those buildings. And I will say,
Yeah, that's true.
check out Coconut because he really designed those buildings really
Hmm.
well. And
Yeah.
Coconut will be appearing on the Brick Connection within the next few weeks. We're still
Sick,
working
man.
out the details for that.
I'm pretty
So I
sure. Oh, sorry.
no, you go ahead.
So I'm pretty sure I'm rooming with him at Atlanta BrickCon in a couple weeks. So I
Really,
think he's gonna be in the same room. So
you guys will have to
be
we'll
dope.
have to do a group FaceTime or something while
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah.
That'd be
The
cool.
FaceTime you.
Yeah, that'd be pretty wild. You two are just the kings.
Oh, he does
You
great
two
stuff.
are, it's at a point now where I'm torn. Like, whose skills are better? One maybe we'll have that as an episode.
Everyone has their own strengths and
Yeah,
weaknesses. That's all.
I agree. It's
Mhm.
very hard to judge who's better than who. I think that's also really unfair
Yeah,
representation.
it's also like in a way, it's art and it's art, it's very subjective,
Hmm.
whatever something can be great and horrible and to others. So
Yes, I agree.
yeah, it's very subjective.
It is a very subjective term, and I feel like everyone. That's the beauty with Lego and Star Wars in general.
Mhm.
You can see it, and you can have the fun like the general layout of like what needs to be there, especially for like Geonosis. Of course you gotta
Yeah.
have the sand.
Yeah.
The clay is kind of looks like Georgia clay. And
Georgia clay.
yeah, not good stuff. I speak from experience there.
Oh goodness.
But the spires and the hills and kind of the mountains side,
Mhm.
especially like coming from Battlefront 2. When it's after the middle command post you capture, and you
Okay.
go right down that valley, and there's that crash gunship, with those two peaks.
I'm trying
Right
to think.
before you
Yeah.
get to the very end,
Mhm,
that last
mhm.
like 8 minute
Okay. Yeah.
stand down or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But you have all that basic stuff. So
Mhm.
how do you go in and create what's inside? Like what makes the mock alive?
How I feel like first I start off like saying like what's the first thing I do when I'm starting a mock? Like how do
Hmm.
I the
Yeah,
first thing I
like
ever do? I think the first thing I do is I get a piece of paper and I draw very crudely on like I'll see you man. Um of what exactly I want to make and what I want to include in the mock.
hmm
Sometimes it's a lot of stuff that might not happen because I think very big at first. I'm like, oh, let's do this, do this, this. Usually, when the reality sits in, I'll cut it back down a little bit. But I start, drawing a piece of paper, then go from there. Um, and then usually, so for this mock, it's modular. I have to take it somewhere, so I have to be very careful on how I'm building it. Be able to make it transport,
hmm
and so every like single base plate, it's built like on its own little thing here,
yeah,
so you can take it smoothly wherever you go.
and it's not breaking
So
everywhere.
yeah, I think this should move pretty good. It's technically the biggest mock I've ever taken to a
Oh,
convention,
okay.
so I'm excited. I'm excited
It's
about
not the biggest you've built though.
that. No, no,
Sheik.
Kashyyyk was a table bigger.
I remember Sheik. That's how I gonna sell fake fan here. That's when I found you. Was
Yeah, I
Sheik.
feel like a lot of people found me when I did Kashyyyk. That was a really cool series that I really enjoyed doing. That was awesome.
And I want to ask you to. So when you have you make your blueprint on this
Mhm.
paper, and you said you don't go in any like pre-production program software, kind of like people like Bearded Bricks do. They have or they can
Right,
build
yeah.
things out and see what pieces they need.
Mhm.
Uh, you kind of go out and you wing it, and you kind of just feel what you're placing. You kind of
Yeah.
do you go. So you do it in sections.
Right. Um, so for Geonosis specifically, like I knew I wanted to start off with the flattest area first. So over this area over here is
Hmm.
the lowest section of the mock. So
Okay.
I knew how much I wanted to elevate it, at
Hmm.
least to get this little trench area. So the whole mock has to be elevated since there's a little like this much of depth in this trench area, which consumes a lot of pieces just to have this like trenches going through the ground here. So that's what the first thing I do is make sure like how high is everything going to be, where is it going to end up. Um, so that's like a good first step. It's like seeing like how is the basic elevation of this going to go? Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? That's kind of the way I start building.
Okay.
Mhm.
So then you know, when your next step, when you're assembling, you go the flattest and you work outwards and the bigger, obstacles, hillsides, cliff fronts, whatever it could be.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
when you're building, do you take into account of like where you want to have minifig placement, or is that the very last thing you do? You go back and tear up where you want?
Yeah. I mean, I have a pretty much a good idea of how I like want to do minifigures before I even start. Um, but like to be honestly, I don't really think too much about the minifigure placement till I get to the very end of how I want the minifigures to look in a build. Just because I don't know, I feel like that's like the coolest part is like actually like making the battle come to life. Uh, but I really don't put much thought into it to be honest when I'm thinking like because I know like I think the droids are going to be coming from this direction, going this
Mm,
way, and the clones are going to be coming from the mountain. I know that's going to happen, but other than
yeah.
that, I don't know like where each droid is going to be placed. No, like
You have a somewhat idea. Like you have
yeah,
an
yeah,
idea, but you don't have the exact. Yeah,
right.
I feel like that's normal because you're building with small plastic, so and the pieces can only go so many ways, so you kind of have to go back as you
Hmm.
place them. There's a specific question from uh, Padawan and a few
Okay.
others. I put out in the community tab. A few of you guys. We're just gonna catch up here for a second. Uh, I said I encourage people to comment or DM me questions they would have for you, and about 4 or 5 people who came to Brickworld sent me the same question.
Okay.
Uh,
Cool.
with how big you did Utapau and the distance you had to cover to get to Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
how do you break it down? Because everyone was just impressed by, like you had it all in like different pieces, a lot of different sections.
Yeah.
What's like your strategy of transporting your big builds?
So honestly, I think they're underneath the table here. I just have these big plastic bins, and before I put everything in there, I will put tape and like a letter and a number on
Mm-hmm.
there. So like A1 or B2, whatever. And for each row has a letter and then a number. So I'll know what plate it belongs to. I most likely will know what it is when I get there, but just in case I'm like confused, like where does this exact like place of the mock go, I will letter it and number it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just put it on top of each other on these big plastic bins and just hope that it survives. But
Okay.
Utapau, everything stayed together, so I'm not really worried about Geonosis taking it somewhere. So usually Lego's pretty tough if you build it right. So you don't really got to worry about the breaking down too much. So that's the really cool part, is just putting it all back together when I get to a convention. So
That's the one thing I really admire about all of you mock builders. You guys are all like little engineers.
yeah, I guess, yeah, miniature engineers, I guess, in a way.
I feel like, you guys are just the guys in the Lego movie. What a blockbuster. Just saying that. I hope you got that.
Yeah, I love that Lego movie's goated.
It's a blockbuster.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that flew over my head at first.
Hey, a lot of things go over my head. It's not good. I should get better at it. But I guess one thing I've always been really curious about, I want to ask Pat, everyone, in the mock community, because you guys put in so much time in these builds. It's not something that you guys do overnight. It's like a year worth of constant, hammering away at it. Do you ever feel that, especially with the Lego content creation, do you feel that your big builds or whatever you're doing, even filming, do you feel like that chips away at your personal life too? Like, do you feel like it takes a toll on like even your relationship with your family, or, not like saying like, this is, you have to be away for years. I'm not saying that, but you especially because you're kind of on a timeline. Even though it's whatever you set out for yourself. Do you think, because that'll take away from like family time, or it's your hobby, and it's also a business too.
Yeah, I think it definitely takes away a lot of time, and it's a big time investment, but it's something I have been passionate about. I love doing. Of course, I make, I'm monetizing my channel, so it's like I'm at least making money from doing it, which is really cool. It's a big blessing that I can make some money from my hobby. But I'm also very much I need my alone time kind of person. Like I love hanging out with people. Like I can't wait for Chicago. Can't wait to hang out with meet new people. But I'm very much like, when I'm by myself, I'm like I have my alone time here, and I could just sit here, build, listen to music, or listen to a podcast. It's like my happy space, to be honest. So it doesn't really take away anything. If anything, I'm being productive in my time when I'm like at my house, or not working, or not doing something with my business or something like that. So it's just a nice getaway.
Okay.
At least to me.
Because especially for those like yourself who are married, I feel like that's also one perspective I'd like to get, is like your spouse's opinion. Like, I wish you would quit playing with all that plastic and spend time with me or whatever. How does Mrs. Squadron ever do that in like a good way? Is she like?
She's a really good sport about it. She is really big into sewing, so she's a seamstress. She has a room right next over that she like is in there all the time as well, with her own business, making stuff for other people. So Yeah, exactly, Nate. Yeah, therapeutic.
He's also going to
So,
be a guest in a few
oh,
weeks.
sweet. Let's go. So she gets it. Like she's such a great like, you know, spouse to have. Like she's like, okay, I understand you have your alone time. She has her, and she'll have her own alone time. We go do our own things, and then we'll go, hang out afterward. So she's great about it.
That's good. Because,
Mhm.
like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't, because at the end of the day, everyone can see or perceives that Lego is a child's toy.
Yeah, yeah,
A lot of people, don't seem to I feel like in today's modern society that the term passion and hobby has kind of fallen to the wayside. I feel like a lot less people in general
Hmm,
are, taking time for things they want to do. Because,
interesting.
I feel like social media in a way has something to do with it. Because, you're always seeing everyone on the go. It's just what it
Yeah,
seems like. Some people have like infinite miles in their tank, it feels. But
yeah. Social media is deceiving.
I know. And that also ties in. Do you think social media has maybe took mock building into a negative way?
Um,
Because I feel like, do you feel there's more criticism, more negativity coming from people than there is positivity?
Personally, in my experience, no. I feel like it's been a net positive, at least for like the mock building community. Because like, but if you didn't have social media, I mean, you're just building in your own basement or room, and then you eventually take it to a convention and show it to people there. But I feel like with social media, it's definitely a cool way to, show people what you're doing
Hmm.
in real time. Everyone can see what you're doing. You don't have to take it to convention. So I feel like it's been a net positive. Of course, you have your duds out there
Yeah.
that is going to be, make things worse. But I feel like it's been good for the Lego, at least the mock community, because there's all these lugs out there and people showing what they've created. And yeah, I think it's been a net positive.
Shout out to Girthlug. If you know, you know. It's,
Hmm.
it's a club for everyone, but you have to know to be in. Uh, but I also kind of feel like there's also a sense of negativity within yourself. When you're going through, and there's more comparison now than there has been. I feel, because
Yeah.
as good as social media has been for mocks, and before, I know we're saying mock a lot, and there's probably
Mhm.
people that are listening that may not know what mock means. Do you
Mm.
want to say it?
It just stands for my own creation. That's all
There
it
we go.
stands for.
I just want to make sure people who just randomly stumble across this,
Hmm.
the slim chance, that they know. But where was I going? My bad.
You were just talking about the influence of social
Oh,
media
yes.
on the marketing.
I feel we're at a point where we're seeing all these great creations, and there's,
Hmm.
there's little Timmy. Maybe he's not little, maybe he's just Timmy.
Yeah.
He's constantly comparing and contrasting his build compared to people who've been doing this for years. But they've only had an account, like the people who've been doing it for a decade may have only had a social media presence for like a year. So
Sure.
they're constantly comparing to that. What would you say to that individual who's constantly trying to compare themselves and getting down on their own work? It's not good enough.
Yeah. That's a fantastic point. I feel like it's also more of like a broader thing than even just mock building, but life itself.
Yes.
Thief, or the comparison is what is it? The thief of joy or something like that. Like I
Yeah. I
think
think
that's a
that's it.
saying. Yeah, comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah, comparing yourself to anything, and not like a good manner is definitely it's just a negative on your life. I feel like in general, if you don't like, I feel like a good way is like if you see something that is better than what you're doing, or
Mhm.
something else, someone has a better car, better, I don't know, whatever it is. I feel like inspiration is more of the way to do it than like having jealousy. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a big thing. Inspiration. Then maybe like, okay, I'm gonna try and get to that point, rather than comparing yourself to where you're at now, because you have no idea where that person's been, where they've came from, all their trials. So I feel
I
like
like
that's
that.
a kind of similar thing to go with the mock community.
And as a good friend Tyler, aka Pockets Master, he's just kind of starting his journey too. Not sure if you caught that.
Yeah, I did. I did. I've seen that.
He started. Have you seen what he's building?
I saw he's building some castle.
Yeah,
It looked pretty dope.
it's. I'm curious how he's gonna get it out of that room.
Yeah.
He said he didn't make it
Yeah.
modular, so If anything, if he's running, he ain't gonna be getting that security deposit back, because
Mhm.
I'd be taking a sledgehammer to the wall to get that sucker out. But he says,
Goodness.
I'm not the best builder, but with all passions, hobbies, and pursuits, there's always someone better than you. Who cares? Always be proud of your own personal development and accomplishments. I feel like that's encapsulated
Said.
what we were both trying to say perfectly.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, I guess along that line, say if you're talking to Kennedy before starting, when he had the idea of getting into bigger mocks,
Mhm.
what would you say would be the foundation pieces that you would need to get? Because I'm tired of everyone. This is my little tangent for today.
Okay.
Everyone says get filler brick. It's like, okay, 50,000 people are saying the same answer. I want the, when you first set out, you're building and you're putting stuff together and you're like, man, I wish I had this piece. And then you
Yeah.
realize, oh, this is like a, use for everything.
Sure.
What would you say would be like the top few pieces?
Oh,
that
so like
everyone should
piece
get?
selection in general.
Mhm.
I feel like I mainly build. I mean, the most important things are going to get your tiles and plates, and whatever color you want to start with. I feel like your neutral colors are going to be your best bet. Just your greens, your browns. Just go from there. Your nougat colors, it kind of goes in the brown. Start from there because a lot of things are going to be in your neutral palette
Yeah.
of those plates and tiles, and then you go work your way up with slopes, and then eventually get all the crazy kind of pieces that go a little more fancy down the line. But I feel like just getting your basics of a certain color or all the colors is
Yeah.
the big thing. Yeah.
I would say with Star Wars, you definitely need some light and dark bluish gray.
Yeah, Star
I
Wars
have a crap
builds.
ton of that on deck.
Yeah, light
So,
bluish gray and dark bluish gray. That's for sure.
like wedge pieces and, the 1x3 angled. I don't know the names of the pieces, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
could
bad
draw
with
them
names
out.
too.
That there's so many different, I feel like alone in like the last 5 years, the part selection has just become enormous. It's hard to keep up with what names are what.
Yeah, that's for
Big
sure.
shout out to Lego though for actually engineering those pieces.
Yeah, for sure.
It's yeah, here we go. He said it. Said like if I have to knock a wall down, run a U-Haul, I'll make it happen.
He's
Pocket
determined.
Master. I want to be there to see you tear down that wall. You're instead of being one of the presidents of the United States, Mr. RR, being instead of Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. You're the landlord, tear down this wall. Not to compare history there.
Yeah.
But do you think with the new rumored sets of 2025, do you think that's gonna really play a factor on what mocks get created for Star Wars in the next few years? Do you think that's really gonna control, especially after what we're seeing?
Yeah, I feel like 100%. I feel like if you look back at the history of people building big mocks that are on YouTube or whatever mocks in general, they've always been influenced by what sets are coming out at the moment. Back in 2014 with the Kashyyyk Trooper Battle Pack, you had SolidWorks Studios build a Kashyyyk because of that reason. Whatever reason, like whatever big mock that comes out usually has something to do with the figures are available at that time, in that like in good quantities or whatever you can get. So I think 100%. I think we're going to see more Felucia mocks with these 327ths coming out, as well as Magneto with the Galactic Marines. That's going to be huge. I think that's probably the biggest one. I feel like Magneto is going to be just like before. You're going to spend $25 on a Galactic Marine figure, like that's not doable.
No, it's very difficult. Because, I'm a big customs guy. That's no lie.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my, you guys spend money on brick. I spend money on figs that Lego won't make because they're too niche. Like the Forgotten Legion, Lego won't make those.
Never.
But fun fact, do you know that the Forgotten Legion actually inspired Commander Cody's design?
Yeah, it has the same markings.
The only thing that's different is like on his thigh, he doesn't have the one stripe.
Okay. And also it's like that. Is it sand red or is it like a
sand red?
Yeah,
I got him. I got him right here actually. Let's see if
that's hot.
Dude.
It's a loner right there.
I was talking to CJ about it because my biggest thing is I didn't buy more. I only got the one, and I'm shooting myself in the foot because I feel like this would be cool to have like a squad of,
Oh
like
yeah,
five or like
100%.
8 to 12 of them. So I
Mhm.
was talking to CJ because I'm not gonna say who because I'm not gonna ruin my own supply. I'm being greedy, but I'm gonna send him some money over because there's a reseller that still has a few of them,
Oh, cool.
and him and a few of the UK boys because you're only limited to 5.
Bummer.
And I'm like, probably need 6. So someone's got to make a double perch. But
Yeah.
let's catch up here. Slurpee, he says, I must head to sleep here, lads. It's almost 1 a.m. Ooh, that's
See you,
loyalty.
Slurpee.
That is loyalty. He says, I
I
will
love
reply.
I love your username, by the way, Slurpee. It's great.
Slurpee. What a good guy. You've talked to Slurpee a little bit? See him in the UK voice stream?
Yeah, I've seen him. I don't think I've ever talked to him before, but I've seen him on Cole Luke's streams.
Such a
like
nice
that.
guy.
Yeah, seems like a good guy.
His stop motions, they're
Oh yeah,
immaculate.
it's really good. Really talented.
It's like, I know he was telling me a few things that I'm not going to say, but I'm like, man, if this works, that could be great. Nate says, you're going to spend $25 on a Galactic Marine.
That's Nate knows what I'm talking about.
I feel like with the price point that set's coming out, though, that's what you're still going to be paying for that clone.
I guess so. In $160, $150, whatever it is, $150 set.
I feel like that's...
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they come on a battle pack.
But I'm not sure who this is. But Vice President J.D. Vance is saying,
oh, wow.
Hey, repeating why. Well, hello there, Vice President.
A lot of whys. Nice
to see you. If you could do anything with this administration, make Lego affordable again.
Oh, wow.
If we got
someone put that on a hat.
Yeah.
Make Lego great again.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
I feel like that's something Ryan would do.
Yeah, I feel like 100%. Yeah,
that'd be
right. A red hat with that. With the
how would you say that? Mlaga?
Yeah, well,
Mala?
It'd be Matt. Yeah, MLGA.
Look at us being illiterate.
Yeah.
Vance says he's adding it to the top of his list. Okay. Getting the important things done first. I see. I think LifeBricks has said make Lego big again.
Okay, that's a good one.
I think that's also something Ryan would do.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ryan, he's at this point in the community where he says truth. He says the stuff, Lego doesn't want to hear. And I think he should be getting more respect for that, too, than what he is, instead of all the hate. Because just personally, Ryan's a nice guy. Like, I don't know him fully personally, but all the interactions I have had with him, he's very humble. But we're getting off track here.
Yeah.
So, say if parts weren't a restriction, money wasn't a restriction, fig selection, say Lego has made every fig that you've ever wanted to see. What would you build?
Always the mock builder's dream question. I feel like it would have to be a warehouse, massive Geonosis build, just because I feel like it's just such a cool Clone Wars. I mean, it's the one Clone Wars battle you do actually get to see a good bit of in the movies. The rest are like montages. So I feel like a massive, just absurd Geonosis build with everything you could ask for, like the Geonosis arena, big core ships, gunships all flying around, everything from Republic Commando, just get like absolutely crazy. That's definitely my dream mock to do in the future.
I respect it because you and I are Attack of the Clones boys.
Absolutely.
Unpopular opinion, and I feel like everyone gives that movie so much hate.
Yeah, I mean, I understand people's dislike of it as a movie, but as a piece of Star Wars media, I love it.
There's so many good references to it.
Yeah, and Across the Stars is a top 3 theme for me in Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah, Across the Stars is goated. Let me know in the chat what y'all think of Across the Stars.
Yeah,
You all agree with me?
I would like to hear that take. I'm a big power miners guy.
Power miners? What? Oh, okay, okay. We're talking about Star Wars music. You go the power miners.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, nice.
I was just thinking because it just like randomly popped in my mind.
Oh,
So
okay,
looking
okay.
at-
I was like, I
I was
was
looking
trying
at
to think of relation.
Geonosis over your
Yeah.
shoulder. I'm like, man, I wish Kennedy could put in the little digger set. You know, where if you move, it would just start drilling.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
You know, just to put that into a mountain somewhere, chiseling a epic. That'd be so neat.
that'd be a cool Easter egg. Yeah, I love power miners as well. I had a couple of those sets actually. I love the little.
Also, if you still need me to send you Sunfac to take with you to
Sunfac. Oh, it's probably good now. I mean, I'm fine.
I'll next day deliver that sucker personally. I'll come see you.
Whenever I do a Geonosis in 5-10 years, we'll
Reconvene.
recruit him. Yeah.
Let's see if I still have it by then.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure I will. I'm not one of those people that trade or sell. I just hold on to it. But I guess, you know, I don't really have a whole lot of other questions. You've actually nailed a lot of them. But kind of going right off the, you know, what are your plans? You know, I know you probably don't want to say yet because you're still in the thick of it with Geonosis, even though it's wrapping up.
Sure.
Have you thought about what your next build's going to be, or have you started it?
So honestly, I'm going to be taking a little bit of step away from building big, large scale mocks like this in the future. I'm going to be scaling it down, trying to make still cool Lego Star Wars builds that are still relatively big, but not as big where it takes up my whole entire room. Not until like I have a much bigger house one day, maybe like a whole garage where I can really like give it all my time and effort into. So I think my next large scale build was going to take a bit of a break on my channel, but there's gonna be some really cool stuff coming down the line though. So I can't really say. I have no idea what my next large scale one would be because I don't really have it planned.
Okay. I was just curious because, you know, I was fiending for some.
I know. I wish I could give you some nugs. I wish I had something actually planned. But if
I had my ranch
realistically,
already.
dang it. Yeah, realistically, it would be continuing this Geonosis mock if I was gonna like make another 5 tables bigger. You know, that'd probably be the goal.
See, I like hearing you say that because I feel like there's so much focus and attention on big scale mock videos. I recently kind of stumbled across him. I don't want to mispronounce his name, but Hypolite or Hippolyte.
Yeah. He's absolutely cool stuff.
I want to reach out to him. I'd love to get him on the show. I feel like he has a lot of good, you know, because he doesn't build too large scale builds. You
Right.
know, I'm sure he would want to, but I feel like he's able to make good, like small to mid range size mocks, but with the detail. I was watching that last night, and I'm like, when he was doing the graffiti in the walls on that one build, I'm like, man, this guy is just
he's a fantastic builder.
Yeah,
I took some inspiration from some of his builds. I love how he uses a lot of the these quarter round tile pieces. I don't know if you see a ton of those.
Yeah.
I was like, the way he uses those, they make a lot of different circular shapes in it. I was like, I'm gonna try to include that in some builds. So yeah, he does great stuff. If you don't follow him,
he's great. And, you know, I'm gonna start a hashtag saying get him on the show.
Get him on. I think he just got married too.
Yeah, he did. I was actually watching his most recent video. He was, you know, had a little like year in review. I thought that was neat. Cool. Catalyst Bricks, man, all 3 of you guys all got married in the last year. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, Catalyst Bricks. I never actually met him before, but
he's so nice. I reached out to him. Though. Yeah, I saw he's in like. That's a question for you. How does one build up to join into a lug? Like, what would be the requirements to, you know, do you have to have a certain amount of following? Do you have to have, or can anyone and join a lug? Do you have to have social media or? I
feel like, I mean, my only experience is with Empire Lug, but I think if you're just a good guy and you're chill and you're just overall good human, I feel like you can definitely get in. But like, of course, you have the build and be something like some part, and
you can't just join
some way. Yeah, because they want people to showcase and build stuff for conventions or even just a showcase on some sort of social media. I don't think they don't care whatever following you have, but you got to be involved in the
Yeah.
community at least a little bit.
Because it's like, at the end of the day, I feel like mock building is a very big community gathering point, especially now with the, what YouTube has become with content creation.
For sure.
And I feel like lately mock builders have been getting a lot more love and respect by not just the mock community, but from all different aspects. I feel like it's finally getting its time in the spotlight, like full 100 compared to what it has. Like, it's always gotten its love, but now I feel like it's just more than ever.
That's awesome.
At least it's just me, like, just looking in. I'm not in it, or,
Hey, eventually.
One day, if I could ever stick to it. I feel like it's a hard thing it's something that you have to get into over time. It's not something you can just hop right in, because you have to have the parts. And as all of us here can agree that plastic ain't cheap.
No. So it's expensive hobby.
Yeah. And shout out to Girthlug. You just have to be a heater. That's
There you go.
Join Girthlug. Coming to see you in June. Collector says that's why he builds. But I guess, what would be some smaller mocks that you'd like to build? Because I was looking, I love Catalyst's his current series he's doing. Have you been able to watch it at all?
I have.
The Citadel?
The Citadel series, yeah.
So good.
I like really it.
I was so I understand why, but I was like, man, he left us dry for like 2 months on there. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, I think he's getting married.
He got married and he moved, and everyone's making good moves. But
yeah,
as someone who loves watching, I'm like, this is difficult.
So for smaller builds, honestly, I really want to get into building other things than I still want to always build Star Wars, but I want to start building more stuff from DC, as we've talked before.
Yes.
Big DC guy, and I guess a little more like IP, a little broader IP base of like maybe a cool Godzilla build somehow, because I'm big in Godzilla, or whatever cool thing that's going to catch my eye. I really want to start delving into some other builds like that.
As you were saying, as a fellow DC guy, I need to know your honest take, because you know who my favorite hero is. Good old Barry Allen.
Barry Allen.
The Flash. Do you think the Flash could beat Superman?
No.
Really?
No, I just don't.
I think he could.
I'm sure like he has some percentage of chance, but I feel like Superman's just too OP.
Look, all he has to do is team up with Batman, and he's good.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're into the comics, Flash is faster than Superman.
Yeah, I think it's just like slightly faster though. I feel like Superman is still freaking stupid fast. So
I feel like all Barry has to do is create a strong enough vortex that he can't escape, and Batman just swoops on in with some type of gadget, and just sticks him, with some kryptonite.
I mean, Batman's my guy. He's my number one fictional character of all time. So
I think it's because Batman could be anyone.
Yeah, I mean, Batman is like aspirational character. It's like you can try to be more like him, because he's work harder in whatever way you can to your own life. That's how I look at Batman. It's inspiration on he's like peak human performance on every level. So just overall try to get better in your own life. I feel like that's why Batman's number one.
It's like doing jiu-jitsu, I really look up to Batman because he's like a martial arts expert, like 80 different ones.
Yeah, he knows every martial art form in the world or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
It's like, we'll be training hard or whatever, and our professor Shannon, he goes, I'm just Bane. I'm just here to break you all. I'm like, yep, pretty much.
Break your back.
Just like that scene was so hard to watch. Just because of how much I love Batman. Just like literally just got What was Bale like? What was Batman thinking? Like, yeah, I'm gonna come out of retirement and face the biggest
Yeah,
bad. You know, I
that
don't.
Batman, Christian Bale's Batman. I don't think he was Batman that long in the movies. He got beat up
Mm-mm.
real fast,
Yeah,
real quick. He was struggling. Um,
just
it's
even
like a
Catwoman had to walk away. She's like
yeah,
shaking my head, man. I thought
uh-huh,
this was gonna be UFC Uncaged,
right.
but it was just.
Oh my goodness, I
Oh, you
cannot
heard?
wait till they cast the new Batman.
Who
Cannot
do you
wait.
who do you see becoming our new Batman?
My boy Alan Richardson. Come on,
Reacher's what?
Reacher.
Next week
Yeah,
or next 2 weeks?
it's early Feb. I think it's February 5th. I'm not quite
Okay.
sure. It's no, maybe February 20th. Could be wrong, but I'm so excited for Reacher season 3. So I think he would be a really cool Batman just because he has just the physical presence
Size.
of him. Yeah, I think that'd be super cool. Get more comic book accurate.
I'm currently
Batman.
I'm eating good right now because you know I'm a Dexter fan, and we have the Dexter prequel series coming on right now.
Really?
It's
I
good.
didn't know that.
I was very much against the idea because
Dexter.
it's like
I never seen it.
you've never seen Dexter. Well, you gotta watch it. It's good.
Okay,
Uh,
definitely.
but it was like, oh no! And now Michael C. Hall's reprising his role as Dexter himself again in June for another show.
Oh, cool.
So Dexter fans were eating pretty good right now. And now if only Lego would make like a Lego idea set for Dexter.
Maybe. Shreddy
I mean,
said February 20th was Reacher, so I was right the second time.
I'm a big Reacher guy.
End of the
I
month.
like it. I think the first season's better than the second so far with Prime.
Wow. Collector Empire said he hates Affleck Batman. Dang, that's my favorite Batman. That's crazy.
My favorite's Bale.
He said look like the Michelin Man. That is crazy.
That's a bit disrespectful of Bruce.
Just
I'm
'cause-
joking. I'm joking.
That's because he would body every other Batman. You know, I feel like he would wipe the floor with Pattinson and Bale. I'll be
Oh
honest.
yeah. Anyone would mop the floors with Pattinson. I mean,
that man. I really like the Batman as a movie, and I like Robert Pattinson. He did a good job. But like
I did not like him as Bruce. He was a good Batman,
I think
but
that
I did
probably
not like him as
like
Bruce.
that's part of the point is he's not there as Bruce yet. But that man needs to eat a sandwich. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like
He's
Bruce is supposed to be jacked, not like
he's supposed to,
borderline.
I know he's
Cobain.
early. Yeah, I know he's supposed to be early days Batman, but eat a sandwich, pick up a barbell, something.
Yeah, what he was eating grapes. It's like, okay, what nutritional value is this going to give you besides just fast sugar? And then like the whole sunglasses inside when he's with Alfred, he's like, oh,
yeah.
It's like, all right, Kurt Cobain, get out of the way. It's like,
yeah.
How do you feel about that Alfred though?
Oh, I like Andy Serkis, so
I like him, but I'm
like
not
he's
sure
cool.
how I feel about him as Alfred yet. We haven't gotten that much time seeing him as Alfred.
Yeah. We're not going to get another Batman movie till 2045, so we don't have to worry about that.
I feel like what they're trying to do. My mother's here. She says Christian Bale.
Oh.
My mom is here. Hi, Mom.
That's awesome. Hello.
Yeah, Shreddy said it best. Robert needs his creatine.
Needs his creatine.
He needs more than creatine. That man needs like TRT, something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, right.
He is scrawny as I feel like, I genuinely shouldn't feel like I should be able to beat up Batman.
Right,
personally, that Batman, I feel like if we went to the mats, it'd be game over.
Oh, I want to see you and Robert Pattinson going at it. That'd be so funny.
I know he's also a jiu-jitsu practitioner too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we'll see how.
I'm sure he had to learn something for the movie.
Yeah, let's see. But I don't know. I'm going sub 2 minutes. I'd have him.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm gonna throw that heat. So if this ever reaches Pattinson,
hey,
who knows? Especially with them coming
Brick
out
World
with Twilight set.
Meet up.
Yeah, Brick World. We'll go where you and I are going for one few hours.
Oh yeah, you and Padawan should go. Or Padawan should come in well for y'all can 1v1.
Yeah, we're gonna 1v1. We're gonna see who wins. Who's stronger, US or UK?
Oh goodness.
Who are you taking? What's your bet?
I mean, I feel like I'm going you. You feel like you have the experience of wrestling or at least jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. So I gotta go you. I gotta go
I'm
America.
flattered.
I have to go
Yeah,
America.
absolutely. If I win, I'll get the American flag tattooed on my
Yeah,
forehead.
if you lose, you're disgraced.
I'm just the plot twist there is I have to be sent to the UK, and Padawan just becomes the United States' adopted son.
Oh yeah.
I have a feeling that's what's going to happen there. But oh, look at this! My mom's making some friends in here with Shreddy. Look at that.
There you go. You gotta love it.
It's wholesome. It's going on the Clone Wars. The movie. My mom was the one who took me to see it.
Oh, that's really cool.
I remember she scared the daylights out of me because with the newspaper, like, hey, a new Star Wars movie's out. I'm like, oh, I didn't know they were making one. And then we got there, I remember I was so let down because it was animated. I thought it was live action. But once it got rolling and you saw the Battle of Christophs was happening, I'm like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
And then that was how it went for the next 10 years of my life, it feels like. Still now.
Right.
Who would have thought what Dave Filoni and George Lucas made would literally define the fan base for this long?
Yeah, like the whole that whole fan base growing up, like children, the whole childhood of Star Wars fans was just completely molded by the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
That's a ton of younger people's. That's their Star Wars. Not the main original trilogy, not even the prequels. Maybe it's like the Clone Wars. That's my Star Wars. So definitely, yeah, it's definitely influenced a ton.
I know you said Attack of the Clones, but was that the first one you saw in theaters, or was that the first Star Wars movie you ever saw?
I guess that's the first Star Wars movie I ever saw in general.
Oh, breaking news! Breaking news! MTT figs just leak. Bly, Ayala Secure, and
cool.
10 B1s. Any supers?
You got to get that to go with the
battle
332nd battle pack. Very interesting. Oh wow.
Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking: is it going to be P1 or P2?
Oh, it's going to be P2, 100%.
I'm thinking P1.
Nah. They're not going to make the P1 332nds or whatever, not 332nds, 327th. No supers. Apparently, there's gonna be supers in the new one. Correct? That 327th battle pack, whatever you want to call it.
Oh darn it! P2. Yeah. I'm sick of it. I was hoping that Lego would pull the impossible and give me a P1.
No, I need a P1 battle pack back in business. I will buy 1,000 of those.
Hey, could I buy 2 of them off of you?
Yeah, I wish I had a P1 for this mock, but that's really cool though. Ayla Secure and Bly coming in that set. Would not have thought that.
Let's just say that's the very first time in the Brick Connection history we've had a live leak. Live unveiling. Yeah. Shout out to Get Cooped on IG. Make sure you you go and give it a follow because he's a good friend of mine. Cooper and I we dabbled a little bit before Brick rolled, but that was the same with you and I. We dabbled in conversation, whatever, but it's Brick World. We had some good chats, and we didn't get to go to a dinner, you and I, with a group or anything. This year, we have to change that.
Talking about with Cooper or me?
Me and you, all of us.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. We went the first night, the first day, Tuesday. We went.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep. That's the thing. There was too many cores, definitely, and.
Yeah, that's when you put your Darth Vader in your drink. But
yeah, I actually got him. He's right here. He's literally so stiff you can't even move any of his joints anymore. He's just. I mean, this Vader's in every Vader set out there, so it's not like we have 50 of them.
Yeah, he's chill. But Cooper said he's happy that the Bly in this is not in the battle pack, which I definitely agree. I don't need 1,000 Blys.
No. Shout out to Fox and Hound. I can't wait to go back.
I know.
All I know is it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a great time.
It's going to be yeah. What were your thoughts on Sean's ping pong skill?
Man's a legend at ping pong. I suck at ping pong, so I was I have no chance of beating him. But yeah, he's just a goat, I guess, at ping pong because I guess he's a tennis guy. Growing up, I played a little bit of tennis in middle school, actually, but
never played.
On team. But really, tennis is a lot of fun. Especially,
Maybe like a park for like 2 seconds, but I never
Yeah.
like gave it a fair crack.
yeah, Sean's ping pong skills are goated. I don't know if anyone's beaten him in the
No.
at least in the Earth gang.
We need to get that man a custom paddle. That's all I got.
That'd be
You
something.
know, at least you didn't. I went up there and completely embarrassed myself because I was pretty,
Yeah.
had a few Coors in me.
You were feeling it.
And I was really feeling it, Mr. Krabs. And I just remember I would swing and the ball would already be passed like 2 seconds to go.
You're lagging IRL.
Yeah, it was my internet connection was interrupted. I got that quick disconnect from the lobby. Right back to the main title screen. But my question is for the chat. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Kennedy here? Because I think this is, one of the few times you could actually get him one-on-one like this. Make sure you ask.
Yeah, I don't stream or anything. So
no, so this is quite a rare sight. Is this your first stream appearance of 2025?
No, I feel like I was on the one the other day. I was on your stream. Was it your 25 or no, the 72 hour?
Oh, that's
or 48 or whatever the charity live stream you did. You were part of it recently.
Oh yeah. Shout out
I know your first one, but the second one.
We raised over what our goal was.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I'm not going to try and convert it from pounds to dollars because I don't even know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's like an accountant question. Pox Master says, "Is Geonosis coming to Brickworld?"
Probably not, unfortunately, because it's so far away. Well, relative. I mean, got a couple more months till then, and I gotta make some space in my room, build some other things. So yeah, probably not.
Because you're a swole guy.
I try.
You need some space. I need to take.
Yeah, I cannot. I can barely walk in this room.
I need to get some tips from you in the green room.
Yeah.
Nate says, Kennedy, what is your second favorite clone unit? And he has the little emoji with the little monocle. So he's serious.
Favorites. I know. Yeah, he's really thinking about it. Like, second favorite. It's a great question. I will say probably 212.
Good man.
But I will say my least favorite clone unit. It's gonna be controversial, everyone. The Wolfpack. Least favorite.
I concur. I mean, what? Comet
so overrated.
Boost Sinker, their helmets are just awful. I will say the inverted P1 Wolf is great. Instead of like
inverted. Oh, okay, yeah.
The color swap. I thought that was sick.
Yeah, that's cool.
Collector KM. Shout out to him because he actually made the slogan for All Stiff's Bricks at Brickworld on stream. He said, "We're all stiff for all stiff." So that
really, he was at Brickworld.
He was in the chat on one of the live streams.
Oh, okay.
But he says, "I have a question. Why do you use so many Clone Army custom sand red battle droids for Geonosis mocks over the dark orange? Do you think some just do that because the OG Geonosis battle droid color? Reasons?"
So I saw that Clone Army Customs coming out their battle droid, and obviously I feel like it works really well. It still looks like a Lego battle droid, except just enhanced. It's not from 1999. It has movable arm and like both joints. The legs obviously move, and plus the big thing was they had a sand red variant, which obviously the Lego version, the official one, is very expensive in sand red, and it's 100% like more accurate to what we see on Geonosis. They're more of a sand red color, they're not dark orange in the movies. So I'm big on accuracy with accuracy as much as you can with Lego. So I was like, oh, sand red battle droids, that'd be sick. And then plus they stand out from the battlefield. If they're dark orange, they blend right in with the Lego brick, so they stand out a bit more. So I was really excited to grow that army. Now I have like 130 of them, something like that, which is a little ridiculous. But whatever I do in the future with those battle droids, I'll probably have to build a lot of the 2003 Clone Wars, at least the first part of it. They like all the battles have the sand red battle droids in them, which is pretty cool. So definitely can reuse them.
Yeah, I would say that collaboration between CEC and Nano Rex Designs
Hmm.
So good.
I know, it's so cool. I'm just really waiting on them to make officers and different variants of
Yeah.
the 'cause they have like a lot of kind of weird colors. They have like
Mm.
all like green ones or all like brown. I don't know. They have a lot of weird colors. They're not canon, so I'm just
Yeah.
not gonna buy them. But
I
yeah, I'm looking
wish
forward to it.
I remember there was a leaked photo somewhere. I'm not sure if it was leaked or if he put it out.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say because the
On the
chances,
Discord.
yeah, of like all because they had like a Grievous design, all of them.
Yeah,
You know,
they have
the
like
assassin droids.
they had the B2, they had like Magna Guard. Yeah, they had the Grievous. And then they had like the security droids,
Yeah,
pilot droids, commanders, all
I
sorts.
hope they get to it because it's like Lego's not feeding us, and it's kind of a shame that these custom creators have to. But good for them because it gives them an
Yeah.
outlet. You know.
Yeah, they're probably making a livelihood.
Yeah.
I'm definitely making a livelihood with it. So,
Shreddy wants to ask Kennedy, what's your favorite exercise in the gym?
ooh, great question. Um, favorite exercise. Um, probably the lateral raised for shoulders. I just like doing those. Those are fun. Um, but overall, like out of like pushing movements, pulling movements, legs, my favorite movement overall is to do is pulling. So like back stuff. That's definitely my favorite thing to do. Like I just have more fun doing it than like chest, or I hate doing like biceps. That's my least favorite thing to do.
Okay.
Which is like kind of a common bro thing. Like, oh, biceps. I hate doing biceps.
It's all about that chest, bro.
Yeah, so I kind of try to focus more on like the bigger muscle groups mostly. And then if I'm gonna do arms, I focus on triceps because they're 2/3 of your arm. So then you get much bigger arms if you focus on your triceps.
I will say you got big quick. It seems like.
Yeah. I've been working out for a while. It's just mainly I took a big break from it because I was a pretty good size before. I stopped working out for a while and then I didn't really eat. But main thing is I ate. I gained like 30 pounds, 35 pounds in like a year, which probably wasn't great for my health, but I gained it. I'm like almost 220 now.
How tall?
6'2".
You're a giant, dude. I remember I was looking at the photos today for the advertisement post. I found one of you and I at Brickworld. I'm like up to here on you.
Okay, I don't know
I'm
about
like
that.
dead short. You're a tall fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, Collector, he says also, I hope they release a commando droid they've been teasing.
Yeah, that was one of their concepts was a commando droid as well. So I think they eventually will. I don't know.
I know
how soon. But
if you follow him on Instagram, he's been putting a few things. He was planning to do a lot of those last year, right after, and then early this year, but I guess he had some health problems
oh no.
that took him away. So understandable there. Always take care of yourself before plastic. Because
Yeah.
us collectors will be here, right? We ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Davis. Yeah, people tend to be more concerned about biceps when they should focus more on tries.
Right. Triceps are the your main meat of the arms. So yeah, gotta go triceps.
Main meat. In that case,
yeah. Pause.
what's your go-to meal? Because I remember you were showing us your little snack tonight earlier.
Yeah. So my favorite type of food, I guess I would say, is Mexican food. I love Mexican tacos, enchiladas, quesadillas, whatever. Burritos. I absolutely adore Chipotle. Chipotle is that's like my number one thing. Chipotle.
Really?
Chipotle. Yes, number one thing I love to get is a big old burrito. What do I get? Brown rice, beans, pinto beans, steak, cheese, guacamole, medium salsa. So good.
I'm not a Mexican food guy.
Really? Well, I feel like it's also living in growing in Texas my whole life.
Oh yeah, you're
closer to the good Mexican food. So
I'm a big fan of Chinese food.
Chinese, that's goated too. I feel like I'd have like chicken or like steak fried rice every day, and I'd be happy with it. So
Dude, pork fried rice is where it's at.
Pork. Okay, never had pork fried rice.
Not shocked there. I'm joking. I'm just joking.
Fajitas, baby. Yeah.
I'm about to say you haven't had pork fried rice and it shows. I'm joking.
I need to have it, I
Well,
guess.
we'll get you some at Brick World.
Mm.
Korean barbecue is where it's at. You know, there's
Korean
a place
barbecue.
by me that kind of just opened up. I was curious about.
There's a
Will,
good
boys,
boys.
what's going
What's
on,
up, Will?
buddy? It's good.
There's a really good Korean. I think it's Korean barbecue. I'm pretty sure it is. It close to the Rennie. I mean,
Mhm.
like a bunch of guys had it.
Really?
It was honestly the best. Like they had like fried chicken and stuff there. Honestly, some of the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life. It was goated. We gotta go.
I'm
We
down.
gotta go.
I'm
So.
always down to tear up some Chinese food, but first I have to get my Portillo's fixing.
See, I never went to Portillo's.
Dude.
I never did. I know y'all did a bunch of times, but
You want the
I never
honest
went.
truth? Don't go.
Why is that?
It's created something very unhealthy for me. I have contemplated several times making a drive just to get Portillo's.
See, I don't have it anywhere close to me. I think
Same here.
I'll be okay.
The
Yeah.
closest one to me is in Indianapolis.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, I don't know. Whenever I go to Cincinnati again, my family's wondering where Ostef went. I went to Portillo's, about an hour away. But one last big question for you.
All right.
Do you think having to do so when you take it on a project, you're really taking on 3 at a time? Because not only are you doing the build itself, but you're also doing the filming and the post-production of the content.
Mhm.
Do you feel that you could have the most motivation in the world to keep building what you're doing, but do you feel that sometimes you're not doing it, you lose motivation not because of the build, but because of the filming and making content for it?
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, sometimes you just want to build and not like, oh man, I have to record this. I have to get this bit for the video. I have to get this time lapse. Sometimes I just want to build in peace and not worry about my camera or the lighting or whatever it is. So it definitely has something to do with the building. When you're trying to showcase it to people, you gotta film it, some part of it. So it definitely has something to do with like not wanting. Like sometimes I just won't film a segment when I'm building because I'm like, I just don't feel like it. I'll just say, here it is. But it does have an effect for sure. But it's just part of the creation process. You just got to get used to it.
Now, here's a question that we're all dying to know, and I hope it's for a very, very long time.
Mhm.
How long do you plan on staying in the content game for?
Oh man, as long as I can.
Okay, good.
At least like
Good. I don't want
it's
to be
a-
seeing any retirement videos.
No, yeah. No, I'll be doing it for a while. Especially, I feel like I'm just now. I mean, I've made, with going to Brick World, 2023 and 2024. I feel like I'm just now really like getting into the like actual community of the Lego space. With being a bunch of great people because I feel like everyone's been so cool. With ACOB, that whole sphere, all that, it's been a really like cool thing to be kind of a part of in a little way. So
I feel like ACOB's given us a home.
yeah, absolutely. It's my favorite thing on Thursday. So
It's my favorite thing in general. I mean, lately I've not been as active in like I'm always watching live, but not as active in the chat and Discord. And I feel terrible because it's like you're letting down your family.
yeah, I feel like I have to watch live. Like I used to like tune in a little bit live, and then just I wanted to have something to listen later on when I'm working on something. Like it's a big chunky. I can listen to something, but a lot lately I just listen to it straight live because I love interacting with the chat.
Yeah,
with everyone in there.
it's always nice seeing you in there. I'll throw up a quick "What's up, Ken?"
You got to say hey.
I usually say "What's up, Clark?"
Yeah, I get what you mean now.
I've been saying that a lot lately. "What's up, Clark?"
I know you're. I know.
And then I thought it was completely funny when when you did your 2024 post about how great the year was.
Yeah.
And and it definitely looks like it looked like you had a good time this past year, and I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I said. I'm like, oh, looking good there, Clark. Or I can't remember what I said. Then you said something like, right back at you, Barry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're gonna have to do this at Brick World, and we're gonna be confused with so many people.
Bro, I have a Batman. Or not a Batman. Well, I just need to wear my Superman shirt. Yeah. I'm probably gonna need to get a new one. I'll for sure get a new Superman shirt.
I'll wear my Flash t-shirt.
There you go. And then we'll like do like the Arnold and like
Oh,
the
the-
you son of a
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We'll do that.
And Will, he brings up a great point. If ACOG got taken down, it would be the end of times. Honestly, I feel like the Girth Gang, we would literally come up to the Google headquarters and like
Yeah.
riot.
that'd
Be
be
like
cool.
free Sean and Brent, free the boys. But I guess on that note, I want to be respectful of your time and the chat as well. I don't want to make this too long where people, won't want to listen. I could keep going and going and going, but is there anything that you want to, kind of say what's happening, or what are some future plans that you have that you're willing to share a little bit? Any
Well,
last
I'm just
closing
saying,
thoughts?
if you're going to Atlanta BrickCon, I'll be there. Really excited to meet new people or meet people that I've already met and have a great time there. Bringing Geonosis and just hanging out with the Lego community. It's gonna be awesome. I've only been to Brickworld Chicago, so I'm excited to see how another convention looks like. Looks like, tastes like, smells like. Action. But no, I'm excited. So that's kind of what's going on in the future, at least for me right now.
I just ask if you could bring me back a hotel business card.
Okay.
Just so, if I end up going, I have another hotel I can blast on the phone.
There you go. Oh yeah. I don't think I'm staying at anywhere close to the Rennie. So
Oh, well.
the Rennie's is a nice place.
The Rennie is my home, and it's more of my home than my actual home. Since the day I left the Rennie, my heart has desired to go back.
I know, bro. I cannot wait.
It's been too long. I feel like there needs to be like a halfway point.
I feel like you're gonna do like a big, like your streams coming up the Brick World are gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited.
Let's say I'll give a little nug for everyone that's stayed in for almost 2 hours here. The Brick Connection will be streamed to you live from the Rennie lobby.
Yo,
I did get approval from management, so we're gonna be able to have a few live episodes, and gonna be able to interview some of your favorite guests. And Shreddy did say I am gonna be pulling up Lex Friedman style in a suit and tie. So
let's go.
It's gonna be a good time. And did you hear on the last phone call that they have to address me as Ostiff?
Oh, I actually did not hear that. No.
Because when I called, I'm like, yeah, I prefer to go by Ostiff than Austin. They're like, oh, we'll correct that in the file. So
yeah, you're gonna roll up like that.
Yeah,
that's great.
So with that said, I want to just thank Kennedy for coming on. He's, like I said, I would say over the last year, you and I, I feel like we've gotten closer.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty good friends in the space.
Absolutely.
And I'm very appreciative of your time coming on here and discussing some topics, and I hope they were worthwhile for you.
Yeah, man. I had a great time. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm sorry I couldn't get you on sooner. I had to.
It's okay. Second episode's awesome.
Let's just say we have some more fellow legendary creators such as yourself coming on, and we would love to have you back on at some point.
Absolutely.
With that said, I want to thank everyone that came out to support and everyone that's listening in on the replay, whether it be here or on Spotify, wherever you choose to do your listening. But yeah, just want to say thank you, and thank you to our partner, Matt Blackbrick, for powering this show. And on that note, do you think it's time to just say toodles? And
yeah, toodles, chat.
Yeah,
we'll see y'all later.
Yeah, we'll see all you boys later.
Scott,
Pocket Master, Will, he's laughing about something.
Will, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, you're going. Oh, that's right. I'll be tuning in. And with that being said, enjoy this little video on your way out. Your night drive is about to be a little bit louder. So we'll see you guys here next time. Saturday. Can't tell you what time it is. Just be watching the Brick Connection social medias within the next 24 hours for the unveilment of the next guest. If I am correct, he has never made an appearance ever on a stream, interview, whatever. So it'll be his first time. So make sure you guys behave yourselves. Until that time, stay well, be well, and stay stiff.
Stay stiff.
Oh, there we go. Oh.